Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In the previous video, we have completed manage order part of cafe management system project. If you have not seen that video, just go to description and check out the link. In this video, we are going to write the code for view bills. So let us start with that. Let me open the VS Code, and here we have to move to the service folder. And in this, we have to move to the bill.service file, and here we have to create few methods. So the method will be get bills, and this will be the get method. So return this dot http client dot get, and here this dot url we need to write, and then we have to write bill slash get bills and then slash and put semicolon. After that, one more method we need to create here, so that will be to delete actually. So of any bill actually we have to delete. For that case, we are going to use this method, and after that we have to return this dot http client and dot delete method. It will be type and this dot url plus enter double quotes, and then we have to write bill slash delete slash, and then we have to pass the id, so plus id and comma, and then we have to pass the header. So header, in this we are not going to pass the body, so http headers, and then we need to set content type here, content type, and after that here we need to write application slash json, and then we have to save this. So our services has been created. Now we have to move the material component over here and right click on this and open integrated terminal. Then we have to generate a component, ng generate component, and then we have to write view bill, press enter. So it will generate a component for us. We have to just wait for a few seconds. You can see a component has been created. Now we have to move to the ts file of this one, and before that we also need to manage the route and all those things and menu. So you have to move to the material.routing.ts file, and here we just need to copy this line of the code, and let me put a comma and let me paste it over here, and then we have to change it. Here we need to write bill, and here we need to write not manage, view bills actually, view bill component, this one, this one. And after that, this will be accessible for admin as well as users, so we don't need to do any changes over here. Now after that, we have to move to the shared folder, and then we have to move to the menu items, and we need to copy this line of the code and paste it over here. Let me move a little bit up, and here we need to write bill, and then we have to write here view bill, and then we have to write here the name of icon. So import underscore and contacts, we need to write this one, and we have to save it, as it will be accessible for admin and user for both. So we are not going to write anything over here. So let me open the UI. You can see the view bill is there, and when I click on it, you can see view bill works. It means that we are able to connect it successfully. So now we have to move to the view bills component.ts file, and here we have to first write here displayed columns, and it will be of a string, and it should be array, and here we need to pass whatever the columns we want to display. So first will be name, and the second will be for email, and after email the next will be for contact number, and after contact number the next will be payment method, and after that we have total, and at last we have view. So this field will be in our column actually. We want to display. After that, data source we have to write, and it should be any, and response message it should be also any type. And in the constructor we need to import few things. So here we need to write private, and then bill service we need to write bill. We also need to import the bill service, and after that we need to import the loader service. So nhx service and ngx ui loader service, this one, and private and dialog, and after that mat dialog, this one, and after that private snack bar service, and here we need to import that one. And after snack bar, the last one will be for route. So router and router, this one we need to import. And after that we have to like move a little bit down, and here we have to create a method. So table data, and this method we are going to call it, and in the ng on it, and we will start the first like loader, make it as visible, and then we are going to call that table data method. And in the table data method we need to call the like bill service, and from that we were going to get bills method. So this dot bill service dot get bills, this one we need to call, and here dot subscribe, and after that response any if we get, then we need to like write this dot ngx service dot stop, this one, and this dot data source is equals to new met table data source, and in this we are going to pass the response. And let me move a little bit up this one, and here we have to write if any error occur. In that case we need to handle it. So here we need to write this dot ngx service dot stop, and after that if error dot error question mark dot message if this exists, and in that case we are going to like this dot response message is equals to error dot error question mark dot message, and in else condition we are going to write this dot response message is equals to global constant dot generics error, and after that this dot snack bar service dot open snack bar, and this dot response message and global constant dot error we need to pass this one. And you can see the complete table data code, you can see. After that we need to save it, and after that we also need to like filter. So for that we are going to write the code. So apply filter and event, and we also need to write event, and here we need to write const filter value, and from event dot target as html input element dot value, this one, and after that this dot data source dot filter, and here we have to write filter value dot trim, and to lowercase we need to do this to lower case, this one. And after that here we need to create a method. So the method will be to handle view action, this one, like we need to display the view in UI, right? So for that we are going to use it, and here we need to pass the values. We are expecting the values, okay, and here we need to write const dialog config equals to new mat dialog dialog config, this one, and after that dialog config dot data, and in this we just need to pass that data, and whatever the values inside of this we just need to pass it. And after that we need to like write here dialog config dot width, and here we need to pass 100%, and after that const, let me move a little bit up this one, const dialog reference, and this dot dialog dot open, and in this we just need to pass a view bill product component, this component which we already have. If you go to the dialog, and here you can see we already have a view bill product, this one dialog is already there, so we have to like import that dialog over here. You can see the path what we imported over here, and here we need to write dialog config, we need to pass, and this dot router, this one dot events dot we are going to subscribe this one and subscribe, and here we need to write like this, and dialog reference dot close, this one, and let's save this. After that we are going to move to the view.html part of this page, and we are going to write mat card, and in this mat card we are going to make it as bold and span, and here we are going to write only view bill, and after that hr we need to write, and then we are going to create mat card. Inside this we are going to write mat form field, this one, and the appearance will be fill, and here we need to write mat label, this one, and we are going to write filter, and it should be a input field will be there, so mat input, and whenever the key is up, in that case we need to call apply filter, and whatever the event inside of that we need to pass, and here hash input we need to write like this. So whatever the data we want to search, we can search it from here, and after that we have to write here hr. After that we have to create a div class, and here we need to write responsive table, this one, we need to call this css responsive table. After that we have to create a table, and here we will mat table, this one, and here will be data source is equals to data source, and the class we need to call, okay, s should be capital, that's the reason it's giving us error, and here we have to write class, and here mat version dash jdit, and after that here we have to write, let me ng container, and mat column div, this one, and here we need to write first one the name, and here we need to write th, and mat header cell, this one, and after that here we need to write mat header cell div, this one, here we need to write name, and after that th mat cell, and then we have to write mat cell div, this one, okay, here we need to write let element, and then we have to close this one, and then we have to write like this element dot name, we need to write like this, and then we need to copy this one, let me paste it 2 times more, and then we need to rename it, so we have to copy it from over here, so let me copy the email, So here I'm going to change the email, and it should be capital for the header. And the next will be for contact number. So let me copy the contact number and let me paste it over here, here and here. Let me here change this contact number, and let me copy the email one. And after that, here we need to paste few more times. And for the payment method and for total, we need to paste. So 1 and 2, and for view also need to paste it. So let me paste it over 3 times. And then we need to change for contact number to payment method. So let me change this to payment method, and here also. So after that, P should be capital, payment method, and the next will be total. So this will be total, and here we need to write total. And after that, at last we have view. So let me copy the view also, and here we need to paste the view. And we does not want to display any data over here, so let me going to delete this one, this line. And here we need to write here action, and here we need to write here, okay, one mistake we did over here again, that is we write th actually over all the places as we did copy paste. So we did the mistake. So here we also need to change this to td, otherwise it will give us error. So make it changes to every places of second line of this this one, inside of this one, the second line, this at this place. So here we also need to write td, and here also, yep, let's just test it out once, check it out, td, yep, you're done. So after that, here we need to write td, and then we have to write a mat cell, this one, and after that mat cell dev, this one, and here we have to write let element, and inside this we have to write a class, and it should be like action dash link. And inside that we have to declare a few, like we have to write the code for few buttons. So button will be there, and mat icon button, this one, and here we need to write color primary, and then we have to write mat tooltip, this one, so it should be view. And after that, on whenever we are going to click on it, it should call handle view action, and whatever the element we need to pass in it. And inside this we have to write, let me decrease the size of this one for now, and here we have to write mat icon, and here we need to write visibility we need to write here, and let me save it. So it will compile, and when I move over here, okay, we are getting some kind of error. Okay, as of now we did not write the main part of this code, so leave it. Let me write a few more line of the code, then we will check the UI. So let me copy this line of the code and let me paste it over here, one more of time we are going to paste it, and we are going to change in the method name actually. So the method name will be download report, and after that action, this method we are going to call. And here we are also going to write a download bill, this one, and from visibility we are going to change it summarize, this one, summarize. And after that, here in the last button we have to write here delete, and handle will be handle delete action, and we are going to pass that. And here we also need to change to delete. So as this tool is giving us error because we did not passing anything, so let me create those actually. So let me paste it over here, and the first for download, the next will be to handle delete actually. So let me write here, still it's giving us error because everyone is expecting some values, so values, so any type, and here we also need to write values any, we need to write like this. You can see error has been removed, and after that we have moved back over here, and here we also need to write inside of this after the this one inside of the table, and here we have to write tr mat header raw, and here we need to write mat header raw div this one, and display column we need to copy this one display columns, and here we need to paste it over here, and it should be sticky type sticky, and here we need to write true, and it should be closed like this, and after that tr mat raw this one, and mat raw div this one, let raw and columns, and here we need to write display columns this one, and then put semicolon, and just need to close this one bracket, and let's save this out. And let me show the UI. You can see we are able to see that whatever the data what you are expecting, you can see the btech days, you can see the, but the css is not proper, so let me write the css first. Okay, so let me move back over here, let me go to the SCSS part of this one. Let me write here like mat card, and padding will be of 20 px, and the table width it will be 100%. Let's save this, and let me move back over here. Now you can see it's look perfect. If I write test, you can see it's working fine. And let me like click on view, you can see a pop-up has been opened but does not have any data because we does not write anything. You can see delete this button is there, methods we can call it, but as of now we did not write the code for anything, so that will not do anything. Okay, so now we have to move to the like view this button, we have to write the functionality for this button. So let me move to the VS Code, and here we have to go to the dialog folder. You can see inside of material component we have a dialog folder, and inside of that we have a view bill product this one, and inside of that we have to move to the view bills product.ts file, and here we need to write again displayed columns, and it should be of a string type, and here we need to write name, after that category, sorry my bad, here we need to write category, and after that we have to write price and quantity, and then we have to write total. Okay, and after that we have to write data source and any, and data we need to write this like this, and then we are going to expect some values to inject this one, and mat dialog data this one, and it should be of public dialog data, and it should be of any type, and public dialog reference, and here we need to write mat dialog reference this one, and in this we need to pass view bills product component this one, and in ng on it we have to write like this dot data, sorry my bad, this dot data is equals to this dot dialog data dot data, and after that we also need to set the data source. So we are going to pass as json dot, we are going to parse it, and this dot data dialog dot data dot product details, and we are expecting it from over here. Okay, After that, we have to move to the HTML part of this page, and then we have to write. Now here we need to write mat toolbar, and here with the color will be primary, and then we need to close this one. And after that, mat toolbar raw, this one, and fx layout, and here we need to write raw. Inside of this we have to write span class, and here we need to write title, center. All the CSS like this one we already provided in this. You can see title, center, you can see the mat toolbar, you can see the table, you can see the CSS related to this page we already write over here. So you have to just write in the HTML part, and here we need to write view bill, and then we have to put some space, so span, and the class we are going to use spacer, and then we need a button. So button will be to close this like particular model or dialog. So here we need to write mat dialog dash close, this one, and here we need to write mat icon button, this one, and then we have to write mat dialog close, this one, and inside this we have to write mat icon, and it should be cancel, and here we need to write mat dialog content, this one, and the class here we need to write mat typography, and inside this we have to write table, first table we are going to create. So the customers, here we have to write customers, and here we need to write tier, and inside this we have to write td, and it should be bold, and the first we are going to write name, and we are going to print the name actually. So let me put a little bit of space over here. Okay, and here we have to write data dot name. The same way we have to copy paste it over here. So the name, after the name it will for email, and here we also need to change this to email, and after that we have to just copy this line of the code and we have to paste it over here. And here we need to write contact number, and here we also need to write contact number, and after that payment method we need to write, and here we also need to write payment method. If we save this and if we move to the UI section and if we click on it, you can see the data, you can see the name, you can see the email address, you can see the contact number, you can see the payment method, you can see, right, the correct, right, we are seeing exactly what is inside of this one. Okay, so it means that it's working fine till now. After the table, then we have to create one more table that will be displaying all the data like related to product. So here we have to write div class, and here we need to write a responsive underscore table, and here we need to write like break the line first, and then we have to write table and mat table, this one, and after that here we need to write data source and data source, and the class we need to call mat vision dash gedit, and after that here we need to create ng container and mat column div, this one, we need to pass the name inside of that, and here we need to write th, and inside of that mat header cell, this one, and star mat header column cell div, this one, delete this part, Okay, and here we need to write name, and after th the next will be td, and after that mat cell star mat cell dev, this one let element, and here we need to print element dot name, and after that we have to paste it few times actually. So let me copy this 4 more times, and 1 2 3 4, and let me rename it one by one. So first will be for name, the next will be for category, so let me paste it for category, and here we also need to write category. She should be capital over here in the header, and after that the next will be for price, so after category price, and here we also need to make it as p should be capital, and after price the next will be quantity, so let me change it over here, so quantity, and we also need to change it over here q, and after quantity the next will be for total, like, so here I'm going to write total, and here we also need to write total, and t should be capital, and after that outside of this one and inside of the table we have to write tr mat header raw, this one start mat header raw def, this one, and here we need to write display columns, so we have to write this one, and we have to paste it over here, and sticky, and it should be true, and we have to close this one, and here we need to write tr, and here we have to write mat raw and star mat raw def, this one let raw, and here we need to write columns, and after that we need to save this. Now if you move to the UI, you can see if we click on it, you can see the data, you can see the name, category, price, quantity, you can see the total, right? You can see the price is there 10, and you can see the quantity is 10, that total is 100, right? And you can see black tea taste, you can see. If I go to some other bills, you can see over here it also working fine as expected. Okay, so let me move to the back over here, and here we also need to write few more code. So we have to move to the view bills back over here. We does not work on this dialog, so let me close this one, this page also, and close these things. Now we have to move to the view bills component.ts file over here, and here we need to move to the delete action. Okay, so inside of like delete, first we are going to write the code, and here we have to write const dialog config, we have to call this one, and new mat dialog config, we have to call this one, use this one actually, and dialog config dot data, we have to write like this, and inside this we are going to pass the message, and like delete, and put a space over here, plus values, this one values dot whatever the name of that one, and then we have to write like, put a space, and then we have to write bill, and this like data we are going to pass it inside of that confirmation model, and then we have to write dialog ref, this one, this dialog open, and here we need to pass the confirmation component, and then we have to write dialog config, we need to pass, and after that we have to write here const sub, and here we need to write dialog reference, this one, dot component instance dot on emit status change dot subscribe, and here we need to write response, and here we need to write like this, and here we have to write nginx service dot start, and then we have to call a method. So that method we did not create it till now, so here we are going to create a method. So delete product, and in this we are expecting only id, and here we need to write this dot delete product. This method we are going to pass like call actually, and values dot id, we are just going to pass the id, and dialog reference dot, we are going to close that. Okay, so after that inside of this method we have to call that API. So this dot build service dot delete, and in this we have to pass whatever the id we got, and then we have to subscribe, and here we need to write response, and here we need to write any, and after that here we need to write like this, and then nginx service dot stop, stop, it should be stop, and this dot table data we need to call, and this dot response message if we get any. So in that case response question mark dot message, and this dot snack bar service dot open snack bar, and this dot response message comma, and success we are going to pass this one, and if any error occur, in that case error any, and here we need to write like this, press enter. After that we have to move to the table method which we have created. Here we are going to copy this line of the codes, and we are going to exactly paste it over here inside of this and save this. Okay, after that we have to create one, like for one more method left. Here you can see download report action. If we go inside of this one, and then we have to write nginx service dot start, and after that here we need to write where data, and we have to create like this. So name values dot name, after that email values dot email, and after that UUID and values dot UUID, and contact number values dot contact number, and payment method values dot payment method, and after that total amount, and here we have to pass the values dot total, and here after that product details and values dot product details we have to pass like this, and then we have to call a service. So this dot build service, this one dot get pdf, we have to write like this, and then we have to write here data and dot subscribe, and here we need to write like this, and here we have to write response, and in this we have to like save, as we need to import this one file file save as. You can see this imported save as. Let me move back over here. You can see save as, and whatever the response we are going to get comma, and value dot UUID we need to pass, we have to write, and then we have to write here dot pdf, the file will be saved with this name, and this, sorry, my bad, sorry, here we need to write dot pdf, put semicolon, and then we have to stop the ng service, ng service dot stop. Okay, and let me save this, and our coding related to this page is also completed. Let's test it out. So this will be the for bill. Okay, so the cost is let's delete this one 2460. Let me view this. You can see, let me delete this one. Yes, if I can click on delete, you can see the data has been deleted from here, and we are not able to see that amount over here, right? So after that, the next will be to download the bill. So let me click on this. You can see a bill has been downloaded successfully. You can see the T, and you can see black T. You can see the test T, right? You can see the totals amount here. You can see the subtotal here. You can see the details, all the bills related stuff you can see over here. It means that everything is done for the view bills. So this is all about it. So I hope you guys like this video. So please hit like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.